Tonight on the Pioneer Sideline, we have a lot coming at you. As fall sports come to a close, we preview the basketball season, then we have our national sports report, as well as we finish up with the case of the week as we take a look at the World Series. All that and more as we go down to the Pioneer Sideline. Welcome to the Pioneer Sideline. I'm your host, Chris Hoffman. As the soccer season approaches conference tournament time, here is Kyle Anthony with this week's Women's Soccer Report.
Well, Chris, the Point Park women's soccer team had one game this weekend, and that game was against conference rival Berea. The Pioneers hoped to bounce back from a loss to Maine Fort Kent, and they were able to get that done. The Pioneers came to play on Saturday at Highmark Stadium trying to keep their perfect KIC record, and as I said, they did that by beating Berea 5-0. The Pioneers started off fast, getting a goal with just 7 minutes in by Lisa Tokarski. That was her fifth of the season. Emily Lever got the second goal of the game in her third of the season, right before the 38-minute mark. The score was 2-0 going into the half. As she did in the first half, Lisa Tokarski got a goal fast, coming in the 52nd minute, and that was her sixth of the season. Just 2 minutes after that, Pioneers got another one by Beth Millencan, getting her first goal of the season. The last goal by the Pioneers came before the 77-minute mark, and that goal was scored by Kylie Williams, and that was her second goal of the season. The Pioneers outshot Brescia 17-2. The Pioneers' record is now 6-9, and they are still perfect 4-0 in the KIC. Their next game is currently going on against Carlo, who is not just a KIC rival, but a city rival. They also play Asbury and Georgetown to finish out the season.
How you look at there, you see the team, they really have dominated in KIAC play. They beat another conference rival, and they do it in high fashion as well.
Yeah, I mean, Point Park's really just dominated over all these other KIC teams they played so far. So it wasn't a surprise seeing them coming out and beating them so bad.
Now, Kyle, you mentioned they have an upcoming opponent in Carlo, who's not just a KIAC rival, they're a crosstown rival, and they also come from the old conference in the American Mideast Conference. How much does it mean to this Pioneers team to come out strong and try to defeat that big rival they've always had in their conference?
Well, it's a big thing for them, Chris, because this team, again, they're a city rival, they're a conference rival, and they battle in basketball and every other sport. So these two teams have really been the top of the KIC every year, so it's big for them to try to get a win.
All right, thanks, Kyle, for the report. The men's soccer team is also looking to make a push as the regular season ends, as Tim Hardy is here with his weekly report.
Well, the Point Park men's soccer team had another good week for them going 2-0. Matt Ziak was a defense player of the week for shutting down some top players, including James Anderson for Brescia. Max Flick was also offensive player of the week, had 6 goals and 5 assists this season. He was able to push the Pioneers and being a big contributor that Point Park faced, the non-conference opponent, Washington Jefferson. It was 1-1 by the first half. The goal was scored by the freshman Troy Delanch. In the second half, the Pioneers broke the tie and got the win by adding 2 more goals, one by Jonty Lukes and Fraser McKinley. That gives Point Park their 5th straight win. Then, Point Park faced a conference opponent, Brescia Bearcats, won in great fashion, winning 6-1. They had scored 2 goals in the first half, one by Troy Delanch and also one by Max Flick. In the second half, a duo came to life, with Max Flick and having another goal and 2 assists, but Lucas Silva had a hat trick and 1 assist. That gives Point Park a guarantee for the KIAC regular season title, having a record now of 9-5-1 and being 3-0 in the KIAC.
They've now won 6 games in a row. How big is that for the Pioneers coming down the final stretch?
Actually, Chris, it's really big. It's really hot for them right now, going on that winning streak for them. It brings a lot for them. Now they're getting close to the regular end of the season, so they'll really push for them going into the tournament.
All right, Tim, thanks for the time. After the break, Zach Aaron will have your volleyball report, and Johnny Frywald will be here with how the rugby team finished up their season. You're watching the Pioneer Sideline here on UView.